Good evening, everybody. It is the 7th of August. We're just a little bit before the game resets here. I'm Murph. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. And today we're going to be talking about our farming guide as it pertains to the current meta for pursuing Apocalypse from an early to mid-game player standpoint. Yesterday's video, we went through and we talked about defining what the actual meta is and what our priority is for team building as we move forward towards our goal of the Scourges, Horsemen, and Apocalypse. Now, today we're going to go through and we're going to talk about actual specific farming priority for your campaign nodes and for your store farms. So let's go ahead and get into it. We've got our handy dandy Microsoft Excel spreadsheet here. This is our tier list we were looking at yesterday with the actual meta itself. And we covered what our meta is going to look like, as our priority right now, as we're earlier game characters, is to farm our Scourge teams. So, again, those teams being your Web Warriors, Bionic Avengers, Young Avengers, and Hero as Guardians. Farm them, build them, prepare for your Scourges. You'll eventually unlock your Horsemen and the Horsemen supporting characters either through their events as they come out, or as they start to be added to the free-to-play farm areas of the game, at which point we'll go through and we will update our list accordingly. Now, the first sheet we're going to look at is our campaign farm priority, and most of these priorities for both the campaign and the store farm are going to be based off of this tier list here. So first off, we've got our campaign node priority. So I essentially made this off of a couple different lists that other content creators have already made and went through and updated it, as most of them haven't gone through and updated in the last couple of months. So to begin with, our priorities are going to be for building for the Scourges and getting some of the more pesky requirements out of the way for Omega Red, being that he's still one of the greatest characters you can use in your war and in all of your Scourges, because the Weapon X team carries that global villain for the most part, minus Wolverine, and your mutant tags in order to use in Dark Dimensions and to use in your Scourges. So first up, we've got your Kree Ravager out of Heroes 4-6, Kree Noble out of Heroes 2-9, and Kree Cyborg out of Nexus 3-6. These three are the only three you can farm out of your campaign. You want to start them immediately. They're literally the first characters I farm every day on both my main account and my alt account. These characters are required for the Nick Fury unlock, who is then required along with the other Secret Avengers for Omega Red. Now next up, we've got Winter Soldier at Heroes 6-3. He's also required for Omega Red along with those Secret Avengers. Next up, we've got Miles Morales. The reason some of these are grayed out is because I'm tracking this personally on my main account and just kind of crossing them out as I finish their farms. And I just got Miles to 7 stars recently. But Miles is an interesting and fun one because not only does he cover Web Warriors for your Pestilence Scourge, he also has a Young Avengers tag. Even though he's not the best character to throw in that team, you can also use him for your Famine Scourge. He's also got city tags, which means you can use him for multiple flash events, as well as for city nodes in both Dark Dimension and for your Famine Scourge, because there is a city-specific area if you want to use him on a city team and then actually use your Young Avengers for the nodes 5 and 10. So, in addition to that, he's also a Blitz store farmable character, which means he is potentially one of your fastest 7-star characters you can hit when you're a new to mid-game player. Next up, we've got the Young Avengers with America Chavez out of Villain 6-9, Squirrel Girl out of Nexus 4-3, and Miss Marvel out of Mystic 2-6. So, Squirrel Girl you'll probably get to before the other two. Miss Marvel might take a little bit of time because you do have to level up to a certain level before you unlock that Mystic campaign. But these three are your farmable Young Avengers. They're required for your Famine Scourge for difficulty 5 and up, nodes 5 and 10. They also have city nodes, so same thing as Miles. You can use it for City Dark Dimension. You can use them for city nodes and other Scourges or in flash events. After that, we've got our farmable Wakandans, Black Panther, and Okoye. Now they're going to be required for your Chaos Theory event, which is going to bank you up a lot of silver promotion credits for your red stars on your characters. And they're also Cosmic Crucible team. We've already mentioned it before in other videos, but Cosmic Crucible is going to be a huge benefit later on as we progress through the game at farming your gear 14, 15, 16, 17 gear pieces out of there. Next up, we've got Lady Deathstrike, and looking at this right now, I might drop her down to the next tier just because Weapon X is definitely, further down the road for us. But farming her earlier on and unlocking her for that Weapon X team will give you a good war defense to use. Even without Omega Red, they're still decent. They're still nowhere near as good as they are with Omega Red. But you can still throw on War Defense and use them for, again, villains. And she's not mutant, she's tech. But you can use her for tech. Yeah, tech, global, and villain. Thor is going to be on here for your Heroes Guardians team for your War Scourge. He's not farmable until later on in the game. I believe it's level 70, perhaps. I forget if it's 60 or 70 off the top of my head, but it's more mid game than early game. But he's the only hero as Guardian that's farmable out of your campaign. That's why he's this high on the list. Next up, we've got Vision at Nexus 3.9 and Mystic 3.9. We're now in the second tier of the list, and Vision, I could I can make an argument for basically swapping Vision with Lady Deathstrike out because Vision's gonna be part of that Bionic raid team. Ignore Biotech, that mental dyslexia. I kept getting the name screwed up every time I went to go talk or write about it in the last week or two. But Vision's part of that Bionic raid team. He got a rework along with Iron Man, and they're gonna be part of your Depth Scourge. They're also global, so you can use them for Dark Dimension and global nodes and other Scourges, and it's gonna be the staple tech raid team going forward. Now the rest of this tier list, we've got Nebula at Nexus 4.6. She's part of your Infinity Watch team. Early on, as an early to mid game player, Infinity Watch is still a good arena team for you to use, so you can farm her and build her on the side as you're building the rest of these teams. It's not really required that you push her too far right now, though. It's just she's this high on the list just because there aren't a whole lot of really good meta characters for you to farm out of the campaign nodes, in my opinion. Your next three characters out of your campaign farm is going to be Wasp at Villains 4.9, Stature at Cosmic 1.9, and Yellow Jacket at Doom 3.6. Now, the Doom campaign is going to be a ways off for us. It's not until level 70 we actually unlock it, and then you still have to have the required teams to progress through that campaign. But Jubilee is still part of the Astonishing X-Men team. These characters are required for her unlock. That Astonishing X-Men team is still the de facto mutant raid team for your Doom raids, so you do want to be working on that if you have the availability. Afterwards, we can move on to the next tier, where we've got Hela, Multiple Man, Polaris, Iceman, Beast, and Silver Surfer. Now, Hela is villain 7.6. She's required for both the Phoenix and the Black Bolt unlocks, and you can also use her as Guardians as a war defense team if you don't have the rest of your hero as Guardians unlocked if you missed these events the last month. That Cosmic Mystic tag can also be used for certain tags in Dark Dimension for the, I believe it's nodes 8 and 9 off the top of my head. I think node 8 is typically just Cosmic and node 9 is just Cosmic Mystic. I might be misremembering that. And that might only be for the Famine Scourge. And Pestilence might just be Cosmic. Anyways, Multiple Man at Doom 3.9 and Polaris at Cosmic 1.6. They're both required for your X Factor team to unlock Adam Warlock along with Jubilee. Iceman and Beast are both staples on the Astonishing X-Men team. Again, for your mutant raid team for Doom. Silver Surfer is Doom 1.9. He's up here because he's another Cosmic Mystic character, and he's also just a strong character in general, one of the best plug-and-play characters in the game. Next tier, it's a pretty big one. This tier mainly focuses on kind of minor legendary unlocks, your secondary teams for your Scourges, and also flash events. So first up, we've got Elsa Bloodstone at Nexus 5.3 and Ghost Rider at Cosmic 3.9. They're part of the Dark Hunters team, which are the secondary required team for the Pestilence Scourge. You can basically use them as a sacrifice team for Web Warriors. Aside from that, they don't have a whole lot of use outside of war. Punisher, Heroes 1.6. He's got your skilled military for your flash event. Taskmaster is Cosmic 2.6, and Korath at Villains 5.9. They're both mercenary characters. You can use them for your Payday Gold Flash event. Cable's at Mystic 1.9. You can use him for your Doc Ock unlock, and he's still a decent character as part of the speed meta. A lot of these Icarus Circe Eternals arena teams still use him and Loki as kind of a way to abuse turn meter and get that first hit in. Black Widow is at Villains 1.9. She has the skilled military tag for your flash event, and she's also got a shield tag so you can use her to unlock and progress through the Iron Man campaign. Yelena Belova is Heroes 5.9. She is also skilled military for the flash event. And next up, you've got Yondu and Ravager Bruiser. They both have Ravager tags, so you can use them for your Star-Lord unlock, and you can use them for the upcoming War Scourge, as we believe so far this is going to be a secondary sacrifice team, much like Dark Hunters was for the Pestilence Scourge. And the next three we've got up here are Sinister Six characters. We've got Green Goblin, Mysterio, and Shocker at Villains 2-3, Heroes 2-3, and Heroes 3-9, respectively. All three of these can be used for both your Shuri and Invisible Woman unlock. However, as we get deeper in this video into the store farms, there might be better options for you to farm for your Sinister Six team in order to unlock these legendary characters. Next up, we've got Groot at Nexus 2-9. You can use him to unlock Star-Lord as well. He's got that Guardians of the Galaxy tag. We got a handful, no pun intended, of hand characters up here between Elektra, Hand Sentry, Hand Assassin, Hand Sorceress, Hand Blade Master, and Nobu. All of them are farmable in campaigns, and all of them you can use for your Relic Hunt teams. Elektra has also got the Shadowland tags you can use for in war defense as well for a fairly mediocre raid team, or war team rather. Jessica Jones we've got for A-Force, which is another secondary team for your Famine Scourge. They were very lackluster when it came out. I can't imagine it's going to be anything more than a sacrifice team going forward as well. And then we've also got Merc Lieutenant and Merc Sniper. Both of them are also mercenary characters, obviously in the name, for your Payday Gold Flash event. And we've got Thanos down here at the bottom for the Black Order team. You can make an argument Thanos can probably be higher up, maybe even a tier 3 character in here, but like I said in yesterday's video, Black Order is going to be so far down the line for those of us who are still early to mid-game players and have not built them yet, that I really wouldn't worry about it. And then next up we've got our garbage tier. I'm not going to bother talking about them too much in detail, but we've got Mystique for your Brotherhood Magneto team, Venom for Symbiotes, Karnak for Inhuman, Famine Scourge for Famine also has Inhuman tag, Doctor Strange for Cosmic Mystic, Iron Fist for Heroes for Hire, Colossus, Magic, Storm, Psylocke for your Uncanny X-Men team. We've got Red Skull and Hydra Sniper for Hydra, Moon Knight for your Shadowland team. We've got Scientist Supreme and a couple of AIM minions for your AIM teams, Falcon for power armor, your Shield minions for your Iron Man unlock, Mr. Fantastic for Fantastic Four, Night Nurse as a city healer, Kingpin as a city villain, and Bullseye as another merc. Down here at the bottom, we've got Quake, Captain America, and Hawkeye. These are all also Shield characters, and they're probably belong more in like tier 4 up here in this area somewhere. I just had them all the way down here because when I built this list, I already had them already maxed out for my main account. And Quake's got some very interesting stuff to look at that we can talk about in the next page as we go over our store farm priority. So to start off, we've got our Blitz store. Now, Blitz, with it being such a easy way to like manually control how many credits you have through both the actual Blitz events when they come out, all of your milestone rewards from it, you get a surplus of Blitz credits. On top of that, you get 10 Blitz credits for each win. And if you're crazy enough with this game like I am, you can hit your Blitz rotation every 2 hours. And let's say you've got a, I don't know, 30 Blitz teams and you're winning with half of them, right? So 15 wins every 2 hours. That means you're getting 300 Blitz credits every 2 hours. And your store refreshes are typically about 7 to 8 hours apart from what I off the top of my head. I think for me it's 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then I forget what time it actually resets overnight for me. But yeah, it's about an 8-hour split between those 3 store refreshes. So 8 hours, that gives you 4 Blitz rotations. If you're earning 150 credits per rotation, or 300 credits per rotation, I mean, that puts you at 1,200 credits every time the store resets. So that means that on top of the actual milestone Blitz rewards you get, you can earn a surplus of Blitz credits, and you can kind of set your own limit on it. So I know myself personally, I always make sure that I have 1,500 Blitz credits in the bank so that I can always spend that 3 separate store refreshes direct farming 1 character, and then any surplus I get after that, you can just throw into the Blitz orbs. Now, Blitz orbs aren't that great for you early on because you really do want to be target farming characters to unlock them for your roster. But once you unlock these characters, you can just start throwing your Blitz credits at orbs because it is a cheaper way to overall farm all the characters out of this store. The downside being obviously you can't control what characters you're getting, and you could be getting some of these characters down here and essentially wasting credits right now. But to get into the actual tier list, we've got Gamora, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, She-Hulk, Shang Chi, Kree Royal Guard, and Silver Samurai rounding out the first tier. Gamora was my first farm on this account, and I maxed her at 7 stars already. That is, again, just like Nebula in the last page, due to her being on the Infinity Watch team, and that being such a strong early game arena team for you to use. Next up, you can make an argument over which of these two you think you should farm first between Spider-Man and Miles Morales. I opted to go with Miles Morales just because you can double down with that campaign farm to farm him up faster, and that also eventually once you max him out, not only does that free open the Blitz store to pursue another character, but it frees you up with 60 energy per day to go pursue another character with your campaign farms. So these two characters are important because they're Web Warriors characters for your Pestle and Scourge, and again, City Nodes, and they are also your Bio Raid team as well. And Miles Morales again has a Young Avengers tag to potentially use during your Pestle and Scourge. She-Hulk, I actually had to update this list this past week and bring her all the way up here from the garbage tier after her rework with the whole Gamma War Team Horsemen team announcement. The Gamma team is going to be part of the Red Hulk War Horsemen team. She just got reworked. She got jumped up here because she is one of the only characters that is farmable in the stores, let alone in the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. She's the fastest store farm you can hit on one of these Horsemen teams, so you start farming her as soon as you want. Shang Chi is up here just because he is one of the best standalone characters in the game right now, free to play. He's got a hero tag, he's got your city tag, he's skill, you can use him on your skill raid teams in conjunction with Secret Avengers, and he's also part of the Heroes for Hire War Defense team, which is a staple in the war and is still one of the best war defense teams. We've also got Kree Royal Guard here, again, so you can farm up your Kree minions and unlock Nick Fury for your Omega Red event. I would recommend if you have spare Blitz credits and you don't want to spend it on the orb, you can just kind of side farm this character here and there on the side, and then eventually, with the way we're going to be farming on this, your campaign farms for your cremains is going to be the slowest burn for that Nick Fury unlock. So once you start getting towards 4 stars, 5 stars with those campaign farm characters, you can start target farming Kree Royal Guard out of the Blitz store here. Next up, we've got Silver Samurai, who is still bound only to the Blitz orb. So again, I wouldn't really focus on opening orbs unless you have spare credits left over that you're not target farming other characters with. For the next tier, we've got Electro and Rhino. They're both Sinister Six characters you can use for your Shuri and Invisible Woman unlocks. Ant-Man is Pym Tech. You can use him for your Jubilee unlock and eventually your Adam Warlock unlock through Jubilee. Ravager Boomer, again, secondary Scourge team for your Ravagers and also gives you a Star-Lord unlock. The next tier, we've got Captain Marvel, Misty Knight, Merc Riot Guard, Domino, and Luke Cage. Now, Captain Marvel is another A-Force character, secondary team for your Famine Scourge event. Misty Knight also has the Heroes for Hire tag for your war defense. Merc Riot Guard, you can use him for the Mercenary tag Payday Gold event. Domino is another X-Force character you can use for Doc Ock. Luke Cage is also another Heroes for Hire character, so you've got 3 total Heroes for Hire characters out of the Blitz store. Agent Coulson, Toad, Mantis, and Proxima Midnight round out the next tier. Agent Coulson is another Shield Iron Man character, so he's a shield tag, you use him to unlock Iron Man. Blitz store again is one of the fastest ways to farm characters, so if you really want to rush your Iron Man unlock, you can pursue Agent Coulson. However, as a disclaimer, he is garbage and has no play outside of just unlocking Iron Man at this point, in my opinion. Toad can be used for your Brotherhood and Magneto team, your Brotherhood team and your Magneto unlock rather. Mantis has a Guardians tag, which means you can use her to unlock Star-Lord. Proxima Midnight is another Black Order character. Again, just like in the last page we talked about Thanos, Black Order is still a great team. You can make the argument she jumps up another tier or two if you have the team and are willing to invest in them, but I just wouldn't. If Apocalypse is my goal, it's not a team that I'm pursuing right now. And then our final tier down here is going to be White Tiger for your Shadowland team, another war defense team. Strife for the Marauders. Crossbones for your Hydra team to assist with Baron Zemo, Winter Soldier. A Monstrosity is going to be on an AIM team. Hydra Scientist and Hydra Rifle Trooper are both Hydra minions you can use with Red Skull. Ironheart and Rescue for your Power Armor team, and The Thing for Fantastic Four. So that rounds out our Blitz farm. Next up, we're going to be talking about our Arena farm. So, Arena's interesting because there aren't a lot of credits to go around. The orb is not particularly useful, and there are a lot of very expensive characters in this store. Now, first up, we've got M'Baku up here. I would just unlock him so you have him available for your Cosmic Crucible team once you hit level 60. You can also use him for Chaos Theory to farm those silver promotion credits for your red stars. Scarlet Witch is your next character at 350 credits. Now, this is very interesting because if you want to look at it, 350 shards versus 500 shards for a purchase. Let's say they both take, I think I did some cocktail napkin math around here. There it is. So let's get zoomed in here and get it on the page. So if you're looking at the amount of shards it takes to max out a character, right? Let's say it's about 795 shards, adding up these columns here for the various star unlocks. This is not obviously not taking into account how many stars you get them at originally, affecting then what star level they're at and how many you have to farm after that. Anyways, let's call it 795 shards, right? That means divided by 5, you need 159 total purchases out of that store. So if we want to talk about that, if each of those purchases costs 350 credits, you're talking about using 55,650 credits for that arena store farm in order to max out Scarlet Witch. Now, if we want to say we want to farm M'Baku first, and we're using 500 credits per purchase, we're talking about using 79,500 credits per in order to max out that character. So we're talking a difference of 24,000 credits, and that means that you can farm Scarlet Witch to 7 stars, who's also part of a Horseman team on Darkhold. You can farm her about 33% faster to max than you can any character that's a 500 purchase, and then we're not even going to touch the 975 purchases with that matter, but just put that in your back pocket when you want to think about what character you want to start farming first out of this store, because originally I was farming M'Baku, and then once the announcement went out for all the actual Horsemen teams and the Sagas, I immediately jumped Scarlet Witch all the way up here, and I've been farming her on both of my accounts, just because even though she is the weakest character on that team, and in every other game mode like War and Arena, she's typically swapped out for another character like Dormammu or another endgame plug-and-play character, she's still going to be required for your Sagas. So you want to max her out. Next character on this list is going to be Ghost Spider, who actually hasn't been put there yet, but will come August 10th. She's going to be purchasable for 975 total credits in the store. That's a very, very hefty price. However, it's worth at least spending that amount of money to get the base unlock and then start target farming the rest of your characters from there. That way you have her at least unlocked. That's the only way you can farm her, short of getting lucky on orb pulls. And that will help round out your Bio Raid team and your Web Warriors for your Pestilent Scourge. Next up, we've got Heimdall. He's another hero as Guardian. He's going to be usable for your Black Bolt unlock, and he's going to be a featured team in the War Scourge. And then we've got Dagger, who's just a strong character in general. When you pair her up with Cloak, you can use her as a Mystic Raid team. She's got a City tag and a Hero tag for your Scourges. She's got City for Dark Dimension. She's a phenomenal character. Again, that 975 credit cost is very expensive though, and I would recommend farming out the other more important earlier on characters than her in terms of maxing them out. There's nothing against wanting to farm her in order to unlock her early on though. The last character in this tier is going to be Phyla-Vell. She's also part of that Infinity Watch team, and she was actually my first arena farm on my level 68 account in order to get that Infinity Watch trio together for my arena team. Now, she's currently at 975 credits, but come August 10, when they move Ghost Spider in the store, she will be bumped down to the 500 credit purchase, which makes her very, very intriguing and definitely bumped up this list for actual like farming out for completion. And we've got the next tier coming up here. We've got Swarm, another Sinister Six character for 500 credits for your Shuri Invisible Woman team. Shatterstar is part of the X-Force team, scratch that, X-Factor team, and he's going to be part of your Adam Warlock unlock, and you can also use him for Doom War Chapter 1. Deadpool is in here. He also has a Merc tag, so you can use him for your Payday Gold event, and you can also use him with X-Force for your Doc Ock unlock. Baron Mordo, you can use him to unlock Phoenix. He's also got Cosmic Mystic tags for Dark Dimension, but he's really not a good character aside from that. Vulture, another Sinister Six character. You can use him to unlock Shuri and Invisible Woman as well. Next here, we've got Red Guardian for your skilled military. And he's actually going to be a featured Blitz character coming up, I believe, at reset right this second. Colleen Wing is another Heroes for Hire tag for your war defense. She's probably the second most important character after Shang Chi for that team. Juggernaut is a 350 credit purchase for your Brotherhood team. You can also use him to unlock Magneto. Drax is going to be another Guardian character. You can use him to unlock Star-Lord. Hand Archer is another hand character you can use for your Relic Hunt event. Now, next here we've got Blob for Brotherhood Magneto again at 500 credits. Crystal at 500 credits for Inhumans and Ebony Maw. You can also use her for your Famine Scourge event, but whatever. Scream is a symbiotes character. Corvus Glaive for Black Order. Human Torch for Fantastic Four. And then the The last characters we got down here are Quake, Daredevil, Aim Researcher, Shield Security, Hydra Armored Guard, and Spider-Punk. Now Spider-Punk is all the way at the bottom here just because he's out of the orb, and that sucks because the orb is very expensive and there's a lot of garbage tier characters in this store. I really wouldn't recommend farming the orb for him, but if you really feel like you need to unlock that Web Warriors team ASAP, you can just dump all your credits into the orb and try to farm Spider-Punk, but I would not recommend it. Now Quake is intriguing here, as I mentioned on the last page, because like Miles Morales, she's a store purchase at 350 credits. And again, like we talked about earlier with Scarlet Witch, you can farm her 33% faster than any other character in the store that has a 500 credit tag, and even faster than that than 975 credit tag. And on top of that, she also has a campaign node. So if you are really pushing to unlock and max out your Iron Man, she's probably going to be one of the fastest characters for you to farm up to 7 stars in order to hit that unlock. You can totally ignore investing anything into her, leave her at level 1, 7 stars, and do it. That's what I did on my main. And yeah, that covers your arena store. Next up, let's talk about the raid store. Now the raid store is very intriguing because there are a lot of good characters in this store, and it has a very lucrative orb. So the way I did it with this store is I target farmed Sharon Carter, Baron Zemo, and Killmonger immediately off the bat. Every time they're in the store with my new account, I direct purchase them until I hit the unlock, and then I stopped. Once I had all 3 of these characters unlocked, I dumped all my credits into either gear or the raid orb. Now the raid orb is phenomenal because, as you see, all of these raid characters require 1400 credits for a purchase of 5 shards. Your raid orb is a 900 credit purchase where you get a guaranteed 5 shards in the center column, and then you get in both the left and right column, you get 2 additional shards for anyone else in this list. So you're getting 9 total shards for 900 credits compared to 5 for 1400. So even though you might not be getting the characters you want out of there, it is a very lucrative way to farm up everybody in this raid store. Now, Sharon Carter is used for your Secret Avengers, skill raid team, your Omega Red unlock. Baron Zemo is a strong villain for you to use early on, and also has a tag for Hydra for your Do More Chapter 2. Killmonger can be used in 3 separate Flash events, and also is Wakandan for the Cosmic Crucible team. Cloak is just like Dagger, a very strong City Mystic character, even stronger when used in tandem with Dagger. You can use it for a Mystic Raid team, Dark Dimension, whatever else. Kree Oracle is kind of the same thing for me as Kree Royal Guard is in the Blitz store. You can farm them with the orbs, you'll kind of naturally bring them up, and in fact, I think through just purchasing the raid orbs, he's actually the furthest along in my Nick Fury farm out of all my Kree minions. Yo-Yo is another interesting character where she has both a shield and Inhumans tag, just like Quake, so you can use her to unlock both. Sorry, throat was getting very dry there. But you can use her to unlock both Iron Man and Black Bolt. Next up, we've got Mysterio. Sinister Six, you can use him for Shuri and Invisible Woman. And then after that, rounding up this tier, we've got Sabretooth for Weapon X team. Next tier, we've got Merc Soldier. You can use him for Payday Gold event. He's also skilled military for a second Flash event. We got Rocket Raccoon for your Guardian tag, Star-Lord unlock, and Nowhere Heist. Kitty Pryde, again, Nowhere Heist, and is also on the Astonishing X-Men team, your mutant raid team for Doom. Ronan, you can use him as a Cosmic Mystic in order to unlock Phoenix. Loki has a Phoenix tag for Cosmic Mystic. You can also use him to unlock Black Bolt as Guardian. You can also use him as a speed meta. You can make an argument he belongs up here in the tier higher for sure. And then rounding out this store, we've got Ravager, Stitcher, Cyclops, and Namor. I'm not really going to cover them. There are additional characters in this store, but I couldn't recall who they were. I couldn't find a solid list. So that's also going to affect this War store as well. But with the War store, it's very cut and dry. Up until this past week, you were just farming Maria Hill. Period. That's it. Save all your other gear, or all your other credits rather, for purchasing gear. She's going to be part of the Secret Avengers team, your skill raid team, and unlocking Omega Red. Now, Scarlet Spider got added here in the past week. You can use him on your Web Warriors team for the Pestilence Scourge. You can use him as a city team for Dark Dimension and your Famine Scourge. He's also part of your Bio Raid team. So now that he's in the store, I guess my advice now is that you just hoard all of your credits and you just direct purchase Maria Hill and Scarlet Spider whenever they show up. Next here, we've got Sif as part of your Heroes Guardians, your War Scourge team, and your Black Bolt unlock. We've also got Longshot for X Factor, your Adam Warlock unlock, Ghost for your Pimtech Jubilee unlock, and Bishop for your Astonishing X-Men and Doom Raid team. Next up, we've got Cable for X-Force, Doc Ock. You can also use him for your speed meta for your arena team. X-23 is another X-Force Doc Ock unlock. Mr. Sinister is Marauders. He has the Villain, Global, and Mutant tags. So you can use him in multiple game modes. He's a very strong plug-and-play character. Carnage is another Symbiotes character, and I love Symbiotes, but with where we're going with pursuing Apocalypse, they really don't have a whole lot of weight to build right now or farm. We've got same thing with Black Order again, Cull Obsidian, Anti-Venom for your Symbiotes again, Nobu for Hand for your Relic Hunt event, Minerva, she's just a villain healer, Graviton for Aim, and Pyro for Brotherhood. I wouldn't worry about any of these characters. Even once you max out the rest of these, I'd probably still just buy gear over these characters. But that's going to cover both our campaign farm priority and our store farm priority. So thank you guys who've been riding along this long. I know this one's gone on a little bit longer than the last videos. Some other videos I'd like to cover in the near future are going to be specifically where I'm building my characters to, like what's the limit I'm taking some of these characters to that I'm farming. We're also going to cover the legendary unlocks in this game, kind of a tier list for legendary characters, and also what the requirements are to unlock them. And some of the other videos I'd like to make in the near future are going to be a video around the Iron Willed event, which is going to be for your Viv Vision unlock for that Tech Raid team. And we're also going to be covering kind of a fuck Apocalypse video. Like yesterday I mentioned, this is the meta, this is what we're building towards, and that there are options for you to build towards if you don't want to build towards Apocalypse. And that's something I want to explore and dive into in another video. But until then, I'm Murph. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let me know if I'm way fucking off base on any of this. If you disagree, agree. Let's have a conversation. And until then, thank you guys. Have a good night and stay safe.